down on the floor. If and when he decides he wants to climb into the ring, then we will be ready with the official introduction for the match. Well, Handsome Jimmy climbs into the ring for this match. One fall, 15-minute time limit match from New York City. 239 pounds, Handsome Jimmy Valiant. And going against him in this match from Pensacola, Florida, 226 pounds, Robert Gibson. One fall, 15-minute time limit match. It's a non-title match, even though Handsome Jimmy's got the Southern Heavyweight Championship belt around his waist.
Jimmy Hart is now not unbraiding, but Handsome Jimmy has some kind of a leather affair that he ties. I'm sure there's a name, which I don't know right offhand. I'm not going to lose any sleep over. But it is now off, everything but the belt. Jimmy doesn't want to get that off his waist. A non-title.
You know, Dave, I really think that Handsome Jimmy I always thought was just way out. But I'm not so sure there's not a little smarts. I think a lot of guys let that routine of Handsome Jimmy's lull them into thinking, and all of a sudden, boy, he hurts you, and hurts you bad. I don't think Robert Gibson will do that. The youngster from Pensacola back in there and ready. He had trouble with a pulled hamstring muscle, but he seems to be back and moving in real good shape. Okay, bell time, and here we go. Second out, Handsome Jimmy, Robert Gibson.
I saw that move, yeah.
Every move's a picture.
Every move a picture.
Oh, that's Handsome Jimmy.
He doesn't need us here. He does his running commentary on his own
match in there. He'll keep you up to date with it. Gibson taking his time. He's not being bagged into rushing in right away. Jimmy's side headlock. He is thrown off, but holds onto the rope. Gibson carefully waiting. Jimmy Hart in the corner over there, using his brand of cheerleading for the Southern Heavyweight Champion, Handsome Jimmy Valiant.
Jimmy Hart pointing out to the crowd time after time that Handsome Jimmy does have the belt.
Robert Gibson sends Handsome Jimmy over to the ropes. Jimmy looked like he was going through, but Gibson was right in behind him. See that fist, Jimmy? You got a good eye on it. You keep looking and it'll catch you right in the eye, too. Referee Jerry Calhoun telling Jimmy Hart at ringside he can handle the refereeing. Top wrist lock. Yeah, you got him, Jim. Reversal by Gibson. Over to the ropes. Nice clean break by Robert. Going into the hair routine. Yeah. Pulling my hair, pulling my hair.
Told Jerry Calhoun, he said, warn him, warn him.
Round behind in a waist lock, Jimmy Valiant on Gibson. Gibson going for a get out in there. Now reverses it. Goes behind Valiant, but over to the ropes. And that'll call for another break. Jimmy has used the ropes well in the early going. It's a one fall, 15-minute time limit match. In case you just joined us, Championship Wrestling with Robert Gibson facing you and Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Southern Heavyweight Champion, with his back to you. Jimmy with the arm over and around. Gibson reverses it again.
We just passed 3 minutes.
And at the 3-minute mark, Gibson takes that wrist straight up, back toward the arm. Puts Jimmy down on the knee. changes it into an arm bar right at the shoulder. Nice tight lock he's got on him. Jimmy constantly running that mouth. And he fires Gibson in and catches him with a knee to the midsection. Once again, Gibson in. Backdrop. Oh, boy. He really dumped Robert hard. Gibson snapped into the turnbuckles. Handsome goes right in behind him, and again, well, he's fired to the turnbuckle. Third time, a reversal by Gibson, and he slams Handsome Jimmy in, drops with the upper part of the arm. A whip, drops him. Beautiful, beautiful, really nice. One, up. Referee warns Gibson about using the fist. Shoulder. Ah, the cheerleader while the referee is over checking to see Jimmy if he's got any of those funny things in his hand. Hart tripped him up. There's a cover. 1, 2, 3.
Here comes Rick Gibson. He's going after Hart. That's who he's looking for. And while he's there, he takes a run at, and now he's telling referee Jerry Calhoun exactly what we saw here. Everybody in our audience verifying it. Handsome Jimmy.
Handsome Jimmy is too cool to be true. I mean, the champagne is too cool to be true. If Big Brother had to come to his little brother rescue, do you understand? Big Brother, do you want some of the champagne? Big Brother, do you want some of Handsome Jimmy? Get your laundry out, baby. Get your laundry out, brother.
Okay, Jim. Okay. Now, everybody here saw it. Rick Gibson peeling off his jacket. Jimmy is the one who said, "Do you want some of the champion?" And Rick Gibson didn't take him long. Bat an eye, and the jacket was off and said, "Climb through the ring." That's not to... And in an unofficial, unscheduled fight, Rick Gibson is showing what Big Brother can do. Jimmy's the one that used the term. Here comes Hart. Hart's down. The Gibsons firing together on Hart and Handsome Jimmy. And they are out of the ring. And out of the wrestling area they go, as the Gibsons don't get anything in the record books out of it, but they get an awful lot of personal satisfaction.
Which counts for a lot sometimes.
Yeah,
in a
you
case
better
like
believe
that.
it.
The official time on the Rick Gibson Jimmy Valiant match was 4 minutes 48 seconds. 4:40. I'm sorry, on the Robert Gibson Jimmy Valiant match.
Yeah,
4:48.
I want to quickly point out our use of the word Big Brother in there was simply a follow-up and a mimic of what Jimmy was saying in there, because Robert Gibson is a man unto his own. He doesn't need Rick to stand behind him or anything else, but it's always nice to have somebody you know you can count on. And one of those situations where, unfortunately, the referee doesn't have the advantage that we have of sitting back and away from the action. He's right in the middle of it. And Handsome Jimmy, of course, has been prone in the past to pull things out of those tights, you know, like a 50-pound piece of scrap metal or something. And the referee is over there. Jimmy Hart, quick as a flash. He was out of the chair, had his hand around and hooked the leg of Robert Gibson, and Jimmy took advantage of it and got a 3 count on the situation. So the official win is going to go to Jimmy Valiant, but he shouldn't have any satisfaction out of that. We're about ready to go with the second. We're not going to break away, so please don't leave us. We're going to stay right here and go with the second match in here. Rick Gibson is scheduled. Get him back. back in. Referee Paul Morton is in. Bub Smith is in there. And we're going to follow up with more. Here comes Rick. I don't know, Bub may be worse off that Rick got his dander up in there. Let's have the official.
You're right. All right, from Jackson, Tennessee, 260 pounds on the left of your screen, Bub Smith going against him from Pensacola, Florida, at 228 pounds, Rick Gibson. This match will be 1 fall, 15-minute time limit. Referee Paul Morton.
Right, we're off and running. Rick Gibson around behind waistline. Look at him take that big 260-pounder down.
Rick keeping Bub Smith tied up. Bub trying to get back on his feet. Rick Gibson keeping him off his feet. Bub finally makes it over to the rope. Rick Gibson backs away. Bub on his feet. I don't know.
Look at there. Whoa.
He no more than got on his feet till he was headed for the referee complaining. Rick Gibson has him off his feet again on the mat. Bub Smith